Justin, thank you very much for being here today. We're going to talk about your journey with BaseCamp. We know that you exited the business a few years ago. Now you're back on the game. But before we understand what are your plans for the next 12 months, can you give us a bit of background on BaseCamp, please?
Yeah, sure. So I and three other partners founded BaseCamp in 2015. We sold the investment manager, development management, and property management business to Zior in 2022. I left the business at that stage, and I just bought it back, brought in a team of former BaseCamp employees, and we're looking to grow the platform from here.
Perfect, perfect. And when you look at the market, the student housing market, do you see lots of opportunities, and where do you see the best opportunities?
Yeah, well, the market has changed significantly, as everybody knows. In the last 2 years, we were fortunate to exit at what was clearly the top of the market at the time. And what strikes me now is that there are some really great opportunities in student housing and residential in general across the market for those people brave enough to take the plunge right now with capital. And that's the challenge, right? The challenge is that how do I go to my investment committee and say, yes, we should be paying up for this property now, when there is still a gap between sellers' expectations and buyers' expectations.
And is there anything that keep you up at night? Anything that you're worried about? Could that be maybe a macroeconomic topic, or the situation going on in terms of interest rates or conflicts? Is there anything that could make it harder your job?
Honestly, having been out of the business for 2 years, I'm super calm about everything. But going to your point, I think that the last 12 months have shown that the expectations with regard to interest rates have not played out. They have not come down in the way that people thought they would in the US. They've not come down in the way that people thought they would in Europe. Great that the ECB has taken the first step, the first move in that direction, but can we really expect the number of interest rate cuts that the market is sort of pricing in, or that people want to see happening to get the market going? So I think interest rates, I think, will remain challenging. Debt is problematic and a lot more expensive than it used to be, even if you can get it. I think that in the UK, regulation, the prospect of rental controls is a problem, and we're seeing pressure on that across Europe, really, and certainly in the markets that we operate in, which are Germany, Denmark. So we're looking at coming back into the UK despite the rental pressures. So and probably another economic downturn, because I think that there is so much that needs to be worked out within the European economies that we deal in, that it's hard to see how that growth is really going to come at the moment, with politics being so sclerotic. We operate in Germany, and honestly, every country is difficult, but it's a particularly challenging environment if you actually want to get things done.
Justin, you have a solid career. You exit the business, you're back in business. When you look back and all the experience you have had, what's the most valuable lesson you have learned?
The most valuable lesson that comes to mind is, putting it bluntly, and everybody in the PBSA sector will share this, you need to have a hairy-assed, big, ugly builder on your side, in your team, to do the cost control stuff. The challenges of development, once you're signed up to a contractor, then they're really the people with the power. They can stop, they can go, unless you are right on them all the time and you're not making any changes, then you can be held to ransom. So we did get into the problem of a contractor going under on one of our projects. I completely blew the whole thing out. We had plans in place to deal with it. We could see it coming. but it is so hard because any other contractor coming in will say, yeah, but this guy didn't do the windows right, the floors right, the statics right. There's a problem with everything, right? So that's a really big problem.
And final question, this video goes everywhere, and I want to ask you, what kind of other GRI members and players would you be open to meet and discuss business opportunities? Are you looking to talk to other developers, investors? What kind of conversations would you welcome at this stage?
For me, we're very much focused on investors. Very happy to talk to owner developers as well about projects, although in general we are looking at existing built stock or offices to convert or hotels to convert. I think that the construction, it being in pure development at the moment, is difficult because of the cost of construction finance, because of the uncertainty with regard to what your final rental output would be and the way that interest rates are moving. So while I'm an advocate for buying development land at the moment, I'm not necessarily an advocate for building on it right now. So for me, it's investors. And then on the operations side, while we have an operational business, I'm very happy to, I am actively seeking discussion with people about who've got operational platforms to see what we can do together.
Perfect. Justin, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.